Hey babe, are you free at the moment? I wanted to discuss my parents moving in with us again. You know, I've been giving it a lot of thought.
Hey, I'm really sorry, but it's not a great time right now. I'm swamped with work at the moment. And honestly, I thought we had settled this already. Remember when we got married? You made me a promise that my parents wouldn't end up living with us. Can we please put this on hold for now? Let's revisit the conversation when we both have had the chance to sit down and talk through it properly.
Yeah, I know, but Matthew and Lily are moving soon, and my parents will be left with nowhere to go. I'd much rather have them live with us than try and have them living on their own. It just feels better knowing they're under our roof, you know? We can take care of them and make sure they're comfortable. Let's seriously consider it, babe. It could be a real solution that benefits everyone involved.
Why? They aren't that old. Why don't they find their own place and then we can have them visit on the weekends or vice versa? It would be the best of both worlds. It would be way too much to have them here every day since we're both working.
Nah, I don't think it's a good idea. It'd be a hassle for us to go over there, or for them to come to our place. Besides, all that back and forth moving wouldn't be great for their well-being. It's better to keep things simple and avoid unnecessary stress.
Well, I don't know what else to tell you. I know you want them to live with us, but I don't think it's the best idea. I really have too much on my plate already. I shouldn't have to remind you, but I'm running a business. I have to focus on that above anything else. I don't want to have to worry about being back at home if your parents need us. I have way too much responsibility as it is. In return, I'd be willing to contribute financially to their living situation and have them come here on the weekends. I think that's more than fair, especially since you promised me this type of thing wouldn't happen.
Okay, but if you love me, I hope you'll consider making the sacrifice for my sake. I know it might sound selfish, but it's just how I feel about the situation. Having my parents with us would definitely bring us closer as a family. Please think about it while keeping my feelings in mind.
What are you saying? I wouldn't have married you if I didn't love you. And of course, I care about your parents very much, but this is a completely different issue. Plus, your brother and his wife still haven't even put up their house for sale yet. They just said they wanted to move, but haven't done anything more than that. I know how much Lily does for them, and how hard she works around the house. I'm at work all day. I can't possibly do the same. But like I said, I'm totally fine with contributing to help them find a place. We can afford it.
Lily enjoys doing all that housework. It's her thing, you know? And trust me, my parents won't have any expectations for you to follow suit. They understand that everyone has their own way of handling things. So don't stress about it.
Oh yeah? Every time we go over there, she seems completely wiped out. Plus, she always wears the same old clothes that are ripped and covered in stains. I hate to even ask. But your parents aren't forcing her to do all the work, are they?
Are you serious? Of course they're not. My parents have been living with them for 5 whole years, and I haven't even seen them bother to ask her for a simple glass of water in all that time.
Oh, alright. Yeah, you're right. I guess I have no reason to believe they would do that. There's no way you'd let it slide if they did anyway. You're too nice of a person.
Yeah, exactly. Lily, she's just, I don't know, a bit different, I suppose. She's dealing with some mental issues at the moment. Fashion isn't really her thing. I don't think she's even interested in it. She's got her own unique interests and priorities, and that's okay. It's just who she is, and we should respect that.
Maybe. In any case, I'm putting my foot down. Sorry, I'm against them living with us full time. Unless you have a really good reason for them to live with us, the answer is always going to be no.
Ugh, you really are stubborn, huh? Can't believe you flat out turned down my parents like that. Hate to admit it, but that's some ice-cold behavior right there. It's kind of disappointing, you know? Family is important, and it hurts to see you act so heartless about it.
I don't want to hear any backtalk. It's only going to make me want it less.
All right, fine. I'll try and think of a reason why they don't have to live with us.
Hi, I'm sorry to text you this late at night. I wanted to talk to you about living with your parents-in-law.
Hey, Lily. I'm surprised you're still awake. Sorry for texting you out of the blue earlier about them moving in here.
No need to apologize. I'm sorry I couldn't respond sooner. I was so busy with work and doing everything around the house.
Oh, really? Are you sure you're not too tired? We can talk tomorrow if that's better.
No, now is okay. I'm guessing Ronald will talk to you about his parents moving in with you guys after we move. I don't think you should do that.
Really? Why do you say that? Is there something wrong?
I'll tell you everything I know, but you have to promise not to mention any of this to Ronald.
Of course! I'm secretly seeking you out for advice anyway. He doesn't know about this at all. So there's nothing to worry about.
Well, as you know, they moved in here about 5 years ago. I've been working that whole time, plus taking care of literally every possible thing around the house. I barely get a minute of rest, let alone a day off. Having them here has used up all the money I saved up before I got married. I think you know this already, but I worked at a company our father-in-law owns and Ronald manages. I'm practically doing everything on my own there. When I started working, they were nearly bankrupt. Things have gotten much better. I think it's only a matter of time before the company goes under. But our father-in-law demands that I don't quit and that I have the responsibility to turn things around. Plus, on top of that, I have to come home and do everything at home. When I say no one in this house lifts a finger, I mean it. Put it bluntly, I'm their slave.
Hang on a second. I noticed you're always wearing really ragged clothes. Is that really because you're not interested in fashion? I'm sorry if I'm being nosy, but I find it hard to believe when Ronald told me that.
It's because I have no money to buy new clothes. I've been wearing the same clothes I've had since 5 years ago when they first moved in. On the other hand, everyone else goes shopping almost once a week.
That's horrible. You need to get out of that environment ASAP. Should I talk to Ronald so we can figure out what to do?
I can't leave. I have no family or relatives. I have nowhere to go. Plus, Ronald already knows about all this. Talking to him only makes things worse. In fact, he's no better than any of them.
What do you mean? Ronald always struck me as the person to not stand for this kind of thing. Wait, aren't you and Matthew moving now? That's the reason Ronald gave for why his mom and dad have to live here.
No, we aren't. It's just a lie to get you to let his parents live there. Once they move in, Matthew was going to say we changed our minds and decided to stay. But it'll already be too late and they'll be living in your house. I don't expect you to believe what I'm about to say, but...
What is it?
Ronald is the worst one out of them all. He treats me like garbage and screams at me in front of everyone almost every day. Since you work late, he's always over at the house following me around, barking orders at me, and commenting on how I do the housework. Everyone in that family is a monster. I bet the only reason they want to live with you is because they know that you have money and they want to take it. Or because I'm mentally at my breaking point and they know it won't be much longer until I collapse. There's still time for you though. Run as fast as you can. It's not safe for you here. There's no saving me at this point. The damage is done.
I don't believe it. I can't abandon you. We can run away together.
And to where? There's nowhere for either of us to go. I even contacted the police to see if they could do anything, but they didn't. They said it's a domestic issue and there's nothing they can do.
I'm going to help you get out of that living hell. Please trust me.
What?
If you didn't say anything, I might have agreed to let them live here. I already told Ronald I agreed to them coming here for the weekends. But honestly, after hearing what you said, who knows what would have happened? One day when I come home from work, they might be all moved in here with no warning. Thank you so much for having the courage to tell me all of that. Leave the rest up to me. You're not alone. I'm going to get you out of this.
Gloria, are you sure you don't have any doubts about what I'm telling you?
Not anymore. I always wondered about you. How can I put this? I don't know. I was just always curious about how you meshed with that family. Whenever I asked Ronald about it, he just chalked it up to you liking housework. He promised me that this exact thing would never happen. But then, when he heard you guys would be moving, he tried to go back on his word. It's all making sense now. Ronald has been planning this the whole time.
I'm really sorry about this. For a moment, more like a split second, really, I was relieved to hear they set their sights on you. I thought it meant my life would be a little less torturous. I'm so sorry for thinking that.
Why didn't you tell me all of this? If you had kept quiet, we would have gotten your wish.
Because you were always so nice to me when you came here. I hadn't been treated like that longer than I can remember. It made me feel so good. I can tell you were a good person, and I didn't want you to have to go through the same thing as me.
You know what? You're so strong for putting up with this as long as you have. In return for letting me know the truth, please let me help you. Ronald and Matthew have no idea what's coming to them. Let's put them through hell. They're not going to get away with this.
Gloria, do you know anything about this?
Hmm?
Don't play dumb. Lily's gone. She left a note saying, "I'm never coming back." Where could she have possibly gone? She has no friends or family. The only other person that she could possibly be staying with is you, which is very convenient, seeing as I'm standing outside the house right now, and my key doesn't fit into the lock anymore. She's in the house, isn't she? I know you changed the locks.
Oh. I see you've solved the mystery. Boy, you really had me fooled for a while. And to think, I was actually going to consider having your parents live with us.
Wait, hold on a second. What in the world are you talking about? If anyone played tricks here, it was you, not me. Trust me, Lily is far from mentally stable. Don't believe a word she told you. She's been spreading false information.
You can't decide for me who I'm going to believe. By the way, I looked into your dad's company, and boy, what a mess. I had no idea you worked at a place on the brink of bankruptcy. I wonder where all the company's money went. Maybe on all that expensive designer stuff you wore the day you met me? Lily showed me the numbers. You've been taking loans and borrowing money from anywhere that'll give it to you. Do you have any idea what you're doing? Ugh, you're so stupid it makes me laugh. Although I shouldn't talk because I was dumb enough to fall for your act.
I didn't use the company money for that. I got those things for my birthday.
Yeah. Sure you did. Okay, next question. Why is it that Lily was always wearing rags every time we went to see her? Was it like you said because she had no interest in fashion? Nope. When I asked her, she told me she wanted to go shopping for years. Could the real reason be because your brother and parents don't give her a dime of her own money she works for to buy new clothes? Bingo!
Gloria, are you serious right now? You're believing her over your own husband? Something's seriously wrong here.
The only thing that's wrong is what you and your family are doing. They preyed on her because they knew she had no family or no one else to run to. That is until I showed up. Sorry to burst their bubble. I bet they saw me the same way, right? Yeah, I don't have any family. But you better believe I have friends. And a whole company of people that will come to my side if I need help. And trust me, after telling them about you and your family, they're ready to do whatever they can. First things first, you better believe this marriage is over.
Oh yeah? You think you rule the world because you have money. That's all you have, you fat ugly witch. What a mistake it was to marry someone as pathetic as you. Thanks though. You better believe I'll be taking half of that when we get divorced. I'll find a woman that's 100 times better than you. You won't be so arrogant when I take half your money.
Finally, your true feelings come out. First, let's talk about Lily. There's no question like she's getting a divorce and suing for emotional damages for the way she was treated like a slave and denied access to her own money. As for us, yeah, you might be getting my money, but you won't be able to keep it for very long. I'll imagine you'll need it when Lily sues you and your parents too. They don't have any money of their own after leeching off her for so long. So I bet you'll need to foot that bill.
What? Why would she think she could sue us?
Well, you said it yourself. Lily is mentally unstable. So we went to get her evaluated by a professional, and it turns out you're right. All of the abuse caused her extreme mental suffering. It's all in the medical report we got from the doctor. which is what she'll use as grounds for suing the pants off you creeps. It doesn't matter if it's physical or mental. Abuse is abuse. Looks like it'll be a pretty clear-cut one for her. You knew that, didn't you? You can't possibly be that stupid.
You're the stupid one. Good luck trying to prove we caused her to be like that.
The fact that we can prove it at all is exactly why I'm divorcing you. Do you think I would do that without any other hard evidence? Lily has been recording all the things you and your horrible family have said to her. I know everything. Oh, and by the way, we've already contacted the local newspaper, and they said they'd pick up the story. You can't run from this or pretend like it's not going on anymore.
What? I'm calling your bluff. There's no way a newspaper would pick up a stupid story like this. It's just conflicts between family members. They wouldn't even care about it.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Nothing like this ever happens around here. They pick up the story in a second, especially since it's involved a local business owner. Plus, we could have just paid them to feature the story, but lucky for us, they decided to report about it for free. I wonder what the title is going to be. Local woman freed after being trapped as a slave. Or maybe the family from hell enslaves the young wife.
What does any of this even have to do with you? They haven't done anything to you.
No, but they were going to, weren't they? You were trying everything in your power to get them into our house so they could do the same thing to me. There's no use in explaining that to you, though. You already know that. And soon everyone in this town will know when they read the news. If it gets big enough, maybe the whole country's going to read about it.
Do you enjoy causing my family pain? Ugh, I had no idea you were such a sick and twisted person.
Oh? Are you seriously trying to act like the victim? After treating Lily like she was worthless and planned on doing the same to me? Yeah. Maybe you never really learned what kind of person I really am. If you pick a fight with me, you better be ready to throw down. I'll always stand up for people who have helped me. Which in this case is Lily. She quite literally saved my life by telling me about who and your family really are.
Gloria, I'm sorry. I had no choice. It's just what my parents forced me to do. It's how I was raised. If I didn't do as my parents tell me to, I'd be in serious trouble. Please understand that.
Well, I'm glad to see you have some remorse for what you've done.
So you'll forgive me. Let's put this behind us and start over. I know you still love me, right? I haven't changed a single bit since the day you fell in love with me.
No, not a chance. What I meant was you seemed like you'll be in a good place to think long and hard about what you've done after we get divorced. Well, if you really love me, you'll do that for me, right? After that whole ordeal, both Lily and I decided to contact lawyers and proceed with our divorces. As expected, Lily received a substantial settlement for suing Ronald's family. Honestly, I don't even mind that Ronald got a portion of my money, because technically it went directly to Lily. I highly doubt he has much left to his name. It's true. Lily suffered severe emotional damage, but she's finally receiving the treatment she deserves to help her cope with the abuse she endured. Simply being out of that toxic environment has made a world of difference for her. I made it clear to Lily that she didn't have to lift a finger around the house now that she lives with me. However, she goes above and beyond to keep our place looking amazing. I'll never forgive that despicable family for the pain they inflicted on someone as kind-hearted as Lily. Once their story hit the public, they became famous in the worst possible way. Their family business eventually collapsed, and their house was foreclosed upon. It seems like things went downhill rapidly after their story became widely known. They had intense physical altercations and, in the end, scattered across the state like cockroaches. I don't anticipate things working out well for them. Each of them relies on someone else for survival. And I hope they live in a state of despair and turmoil because that's exactly what they deserve. By the way, I sold the house that Ronald and I used to live in, and Lily and I moved far away, ensuring they would never be able to find us. We're now enjoying life as single roommates. Despite not being related by blood, Lily feels like a little sister to me. After everything I went through with Ronald, I think I'm done with marriage. For a while, I was deeply depressed about the whole situation. I felt used and struggled with my self-worth, as if I were just a pawn in a sick and twisted game. However, I've moved beyond that now, and I'm truly relishing and focusing on myself and working hard. Having Lily as my new sister has been a tremendous source of comfort and support.